pink.
Pink's cool.
On the
Okay,
Tucson
more
adventures,
than likely.
Where
I know I have.
met a
pink, that's for
fantastic
sure.
grower.
I just can't find it. So those four in front right there, those four right there.
That's an Elisa, isn't
So
it?
those four right in the row right there,
Uh-huh.
those are all the giant whites. But I know I got one in here that's pink, and it says it's
I like
pink.
this one with the two sides coming out.
Oh, here it is. This is it right here.
That's a pink.
That's a pink.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's actually the nicest one of all, out of all of them.
Okay, so
Because that one's bloomed already.
Fantastic stuff.
Here, I'm going to show you this another nice one. That's what you got, the variegated one.
oh, that's the regular one right there.
Mm-hmm. This is another solo one from Mr. Lowe. I'm not sure what color it's going to be. Yeah, I usually keep sewing.
I'm never going back in there.
I cut it now. These are all decent. All these groceries over here are only at a time.
Hey, guys. Look at my adeniums.
All these tall ones are too. The Desert Night Fork got a Brazilian. I think you got a Brazilian one.
No, I don't
Here,
have
this is a nicer Desert Night Fork. Yeah, it is.
Pretty sweet though.
Well, I'm just telling it to you, what you want.
I'll stick with this one. How much are these?
Those are. I'll give you that one for 10.
Okay.
This one for 15.
Okay, cool.
And this one's supposed to be 25, but I'll let it go for 20 because I don't like the skin.
Okay, well, still buying. I'm not done. You know me. I'm still spending. I swear to God, after this, I am done buying. I'm done. I'm just raising up what I got after this.
It's never over.
I know, right? Like, quit lying. Who are you lying to? Yourself?
That's why I always like try to buy in increments because I know I'm always gonna buy more.
I'm so sprung.
I
It's
just
crazy.
finished ordering. Like, I just bought a set from Adrian. That set of plants supposed to be 5, but I think it's only 3. But inside there's supposed to be a swastika. Then I just bought 3 swastika from Linda. She's mailing them to me. And then
I've got a.
I just bought another set from Adrian of obesums, but all colored flowers. So her plants are horrible when they're young. They're ugly. But
The only plants are horrible is Adrian. You said Adrian,
that's
right?
what I'm talking about, Adrian.
Did she say that's swastika she bought me? The codex is still soft. I've been watering the shit out of this thing for 2 weeks.
That's why it's soft.
It's still soft. I've been watering the shit out of it.
That's why it's soft, because you're watering it. You need to stop watering it. Stop. Whenever you repot a plant, you never ever water it. Never. They go into shock and they won't drink water.
I thought that helped.
No,
No.
it's the opposite. So many people lose
right,
plants
you
doing that.
Because you gotta think of too much water, suffocation.
They're not drinking water. When you repot,
Uh-huh.
not all the time, but the majority of the time, they go into shock. They're not going to drink water for a minimum of 5 days. Most people say 7 to 8 days, but I find that 5 days is sufficient. When you repot, you take that plant, you put it in the shade, and you don't touch it for 5 days.
But it's growing.
It doesn't matter.
Really?
You don't touch it for 5 days. You just leave it
Okay.
alone, especially if it's got a lot of leaves.
Okay.
Because it's all what's happening is the leaves continue pulling water from the codex, and the codex isn't drinking. That's what's going on with that. So you leave it for 5 days.
Okay.
You let it come out of shock. You let it dry out. Now I mean 5 days from the time that it's dried up. Once it dries out, then you let it sit another 5 days dry, completely dry. Then you give it a little drink of water. You let that dry out completely, and then you give it a good flooding. And watch that codex harden up.
Okay.
Every plant you repot, you do that.
So
with.
that being said, I've had this plant for 3 weeks now. Should I just stop watering it?
Stop watering
For like
it.
a week.
Let it dry out,
Let it
and
dry
then
out.
start counting the 5 days after it's dry. Not now. You can't. You stop counting the 5 days after it's dry. So it could be.
That is true.
It could be 10 days before you water it again.
Okay.
Do not water it.
Okay.
You got a
And
lot
then
of
after you do
stuff.
that, then you give it a drink of water. You let that dry out completely. Then you give it another drink, a good drink, the second time around. It'll be firm within 2 days after that.
So this is a litter made of the tiny ding dongs I got.
Correct.
The tiny ding dongs.
Yeah, I'm surprised I even have any of those left. They sold so quickly
Dude,
last year.
this plant looks awesome. I
They
think
sold super quick last year.
I think I want to get one that's.
You're gonna take the tray?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so glad.
Oh yeah, I'm
So
about to
tired of
clean
that.
you out, baby.
Like
girl.
you have to water those every day, sometimes
I will.
twice a day.
MK Summerlands, how dope.
No, that says Mr. Moso.
Mr. Most.
Yeah, there's a bunch of MKs over here.
I'm MK'd out. I've got plenty of those.
Okay, cool. And Florida Q, nobody pays attention to Florida Q, and they're all